printing and handling, the global marketplace for ALL4PACK Paris. Good afternoon. Welcome to the great debate on the K-beauty and its packs, trying to understand together, and you will, of course, see it visually, all the reasons why K-beauty is successful, packaging-wise. Now, well. Let me introduce the roundtable with for you to understand what it's all about. I will introduce with a few image of my trip to Seoul, South Korea, to understand the background of K-beauty and a few examples of packages. Next, I will present to you all the speakers on the stage. There will be a short presentation. We will thank, of course, we have the honor of having two designers from Seoul, one designer from Paris, whom you really know, and one blogger who will reflect the viewpoint of consumers, female consumers. This will be the wrap-up of the debate, because we'll understand that such Korean packs are successful because you have new routines which today are highly successful in Paris, in France. Let me introduce myself. I am Caroline Moulin. I set up my own company, advisory company, founding of Now Design. I am doing BI on Asia, looking at what's happening out in Asia. Now is a beauty name from Japan. Now is a Japanese beauty goddess. I am putting out style features, magazines, and setting up meetings on Western beauty as compared to the Oriental beauty. I will not present Sylvie de France, whom you know. Sylvie has been well known for 20 years, with great successes, including, let me cite, Lolita Lempicka. Of course, what we're going to look at for Etude House and references in wines and spirits. Yes, welcome, Sylvie de France. Here is a nod to what we're going to see. Now, LG Care, we're quite happy to welcome the two senior designers from the LG Care group. The history of who we're going to talk about this. If you don't know the LG group, you know the LG group. LG Care means the second largest player in the market, leaders in fragrances, accounting for 70% of the market. A large variety of brands in beauty, a large variety of distribution channels, because it goes from face shops, which is number 2 in drugstores, down to brands which you can see here. History of Who, the most luxury brand, Oui or Sword, which is an interesting range, which is design driven. The History of Who is a brand which is a luxury, considered by the Koreans as being as luxury driven as Dior, Chanel, or Vuitton, which is quite a quite a star. It's a real luxury segment, ultra luxury segment, very upmarket cosmetic segment. Korea is a market which is skincare driven half and makeup, which is successful. You've got a few snapshots I took of the POS. History of who is to be found in department stores, selected department stores to date. And the OE brand, which is a slightly less luxury-driven, a premium brand, will tell you the reposition of OE in terms of style and graphics. OE is a brand which is present in department stores. We'll see several examples of OE products. And last but not least, delighted to welcome blogger Jeanne Pearson, co-founding the beauty blog called Les Mousquetaires. I was looking at the packaging trends from Korea, and there was an article written by Jeanne Pearson. So we're happy to welcome her here. Her site is called the Mousquetaires, working well because you're getting one email with every 2 or 3 days. It takes a lot of work to write up and to draft the blog. It's important to get the opinion of bloggers, so it was interesting to have her on the stage. Jeanne Pearson. She wrote a lot of pieces every day anyway. Very dynamic, and she is working on the editing and on the presentation. Now, first, trip or stroll through Seoul, a nod to the main city, the main thoroughfare of Seoul, which is replete with boutiques or stores, which are not very premium, but they have a whole universe. We have brands that are as different as you can see here, which can be ALL4PACK, Primera, Tony Moly, and a lot of brands out there on the high street of Seoul. K-Beauty, well, we know how successful it started at the end of the 90s in China, due to success of K-dramas and K-pop. It became new brands were created in the wake of this, and through beauty routines which are very present in the market with a high demand. People get a lot of plastic surgery. Koreans are mad about plastic surgery. So K-Beauty, with its incredible success, we wanted to tackle this because you might know that it is the year of Korea in France. It was a way to wrap up the year of Korea in France. This slide illustrates the phenomenon as seen at Sephora. It is the Sephora site Paris. It could also be the photos I took in Montreal. It's everywhere. K-Beauty is a wave, a tidal wave, as seen throughout the world. What are the packages successful? We've got great stuff on the table. Let's identify a lot of reasons why it is successful. This style, there's a given style, a specific style, liberated style, moving away from cosmetic codes, a style which is highly varied, very sophisticated in every detail, and well designed. Here's an example of a style which is very pop art-like. Tony Moly is one of the brands. That type of brand, packs which are quite funny. This small egg cream mask is in the form of, in the shape of an egg. That's packaging which is really funny. There's a strong design school in Korea. You can see the Korean designers, we are following this trend. We're having fun, and packages are playful. You've got the theme of the egg and other themes which will evoke product concepts. Another theme which is more kawaii based. These are makeup brands like Tuku for the school, Peri Para, Tuku for the school, and you have a lot of metal, silver metal, whereupon you print these small faces. A lot of illustrations a la Française, or like in New York, in a style which is youngish and very hip for makeup brands. Very hip. On the slide, you have the last two snapshots. You have the Clio brand, which was bought by the LVMH brand, and Sim Queen has different printing methods or prints. Korea, of course, is ultra connected. 70% of people are connected. Emoticons are found on social media. It's a new wording for a complete line going from makeup to skincare. And you have the type of graphics. A more futuristic style. The head office of Samsung, the new design museum, brands like Neja, Morea, OUI, or Sum, well, are futuristic in design, which will result in new patents. This is the highest innovation rate in the planet. 4% of the GDP accounts for innovation. So design culture is very strong in Korea, accounting for 4% of GDP. Another example, which is this brand, soon belonging to ALL4PACK. It's a magnetic spatula, which is part of the design of the package. A nod to the Dior boutique, which is a flagship store in a style which is futuristic and chic. It is also, we're into the chic virtuality. Two other examples from the Amore Group and the LG Group. You can see here quality of the materials, that's premium priced. What we saw, kawaii, into the house, or new routines, doesn't prevent the traditional sector to emerge. It means the finish is perfect. The upmarket sector is strong in Asia, so Korean brands are very present in this upmarket or premium segment. The other point, apart from the style, is the routine. As you know, in beauty, routines were related to packaging. You've got an example of cushion or assisted dream. It's a great success from Korea. CCBBDD anyway. For packaging purposes, it's something which is truly new and novel. You've got something which is imbibed. You do this, and again, a lot of brands are having their cushion, the latest being, I guess, Dior, Lancôme, Saint Laurent, working well in China and elsewhere. It's a true tidal wave, illustrating to what extent a pack may be brought about by new routines. Another example, which is skincare driven, the example of the pack looking like modeling paste. It's the modeling routine related to new textures or silicone textures. The routine with the spatula means a new routine, which is sportive design, or how you open the jar to the right, or the square and the round in the oval. It's easy to open. To wrap up, two examples. One, which got a prize, which is the small atomizer from Etude House. It's a atomizer. You got a neck, graphics. It is not an atomizer like any other. Again, this misting routine will give rise to a new packaging. To the right, we have this design, which is...
C'est bon, c'est en train de se modifier. Je suis désolée parce qu'on avait envoyé le fichier hier, on a déposé. Donc,
Now, let's give the floor to LG Care, who will show us and talk about the brand OE and the brand, the history of who, and what was their research and their approach to the two brands. You're gonna yourself look at this. Packages are absolutely brilliant. Close up, you can touch them. These are not real products. Will appear on the screen. So I give the floor to Hua Jinshou Iwa Jinshin OE. Now let's look at the OE brand. Look at the lineup of products shown on the screen. OE is a premium brand for young women. Today's area. Okay, we're there. Okay, fine. Now, OE.
I'm a senior designer from LG Design Center. I'm gonna talk about how I design OE. I believe cosmetic brand choice reflect the consumer themselves. So as a symbolic K-beauty brand, OE has redesigned to put the ideal image of Korean modern woman. I have designed OE to represent the most luxurious modern Korean woman with the Korean natural beauty. I'm going to show you how I approach those ideas from some renewal example recently. I'm gonna explain the name of the brand. OHI means O is 5 in Korean. Hui is a bar line of decorative pattern in the ceiling or columns from Korean traditional architecture. So we have these elements we use that represent the Korean architecture. More you use the lines like 5, which make the full OHI. I can understand the value of building according to the number of hui. In history, we did, oh, can you go back? Oh, I'm sorry. Go back. Underneath, there is a pattern. In history, we did not have the crest of the family. The royal family used rice cake pattern to express their class in society. Back in the old days, Manchester celebrates many events like birthday, wedding, and holidays, etc., especially high-class people. For dessert, they serve rice cake like macarons these days. They would use their own pattern mold when the servant made them. So I get inspiration from the pattern style and shape of the rice cake pattern mold, the decorative ceiling and columns of Korean traditional architecture also. So on the left, that's the old symbol. In this year, I redesigned the symbol of Ohi to represent natural Korean beauty with the Ohi's new slogan, Delightful Change, to speak to the global consumer. I would like to explain how each product line of Ohi represents the image of Korean women in each product line of Ohi. The age recovery line approaches Dong-an Mi, which express youthful beauty in Korean women. On those pictures, those women are almost like 50 years old, so that represent ideal image of Dong-an Mi. Next. So for the color scheme, I have used deep plum color with the rich gold to represent Dong-an Mi woman's image. So next. This is the previous design before I do renewal. It's more like scientific, but I changed to this looking. So if you see closer,
This one.
the Korean traditional fabric texture paper I used, and I try to reflect the intellectual Korean women who passionated their life in fast era. So if you touch it, it will see the Korean texture, fabric textures. The latest design, renewal design, I was called the first. This line is the most expensive and high-end line of Ohi. I try to put the luxurious image of a Cheongdam-dong wife look, meaning of high-class housewives in Korea. I chose royal navy color from Oriental Express and bronze gold, which represent royalty and wealth. So before, it's hard to see, but the packaging was very white and gold, but I renewed to this dominant gold with the navy impact of royalty. So especially, opening system.
Tapis rouge.
For the ample package, I designed the facet of case like a red carpet of Cannes Award to express the luxury of Korean high-class women into the packaging. So I put some ideas on. Last year, I did collaboration with the designer Theo Yang on Ohi CC cushion design. He is one of the famous lifestyle and interior designer who reinterprets Korean tradition art in modern ways. For example, he lives in Korean tradition house and took this place, redesigned the old interior space into a very modern style. He's known for harmonizing tradition and modern style with very well. I thought Theo Yang and Ohi shares very similar concept and taste. The tassel elements are borrowed from Theo Yang's design, and we mix them with creating Ohi's signature midnight blue and light gold colors. I want to show the image of active and delightful Korean woman into Ohi. This collaboration was very successful and became the best-selling item in Korea and the entire Asia last year.
Thanks a lot.
Finally, we designed special seasonal packaging during Korean Thanksgiving and holiday season. The special packaging design reflects the trend in modern and luxurious way, especially in the most expensive special design packaging. We have used MDF box to make them collectible. So this is the wood box. You can use, after you take the product, you can use for the jewelry box or keep the watches in your dress rooms. So I have been putting effort to add modern Korean style into the cosmetic product design. Like Coco Chanel put her soul into her clothing to show women's style and spirit. I want to make Korean culture and women's spirit known to the world through my cosmetic designs.
Thank you. The history of Wu.
Okay, our brand, the history of Who, is a skincare brand that delivers a royal court formula presented only to the king and the empress. Since the launch of this brand, we have been continually trying to refine its own distinctive design by reviving traditional Korean royal culture and its beauty. As you can see on the slide, the brand logo is inspired from the silhouette of a traditional Korean string called haegeum. It was used as a part of a symbol in the royal court. With a very live touch of brush strokes, it expresses the oriental beauty and dignity. All the Who's products emphasizes femininity with elegant curves, and they are finished with a touch of minuscule of the lotus symbol that represents richness and eternity from olden days. So you can see from the products there. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So we used the royal gold, dominant red, and amber, which were considered to be very precious, so only found in the royal court. Each year, we bring the real relics of the old gold or old royal court as the main motifs of our products. In 2014, we released a special Gyeongjin cream set for the year. This is inspired by a beautiful piece of fortune bag that was only raised to the king and the empress. We brought the great embroidery of symbols of longevity, such as the pine, turtle, crane, and deer, directly to our product design. Last year, special hand cream gift set was released. This time, we add more specialty and made greater differentiation by bringing the attractive full-season royal dress of the empress as a inspiration. And finally, this year, we are presenting 2 perfume designs, as you can see from the products I brought here. It's inspired from the ornaments of gold crown and earrings of the empress at the particular year called Shilla that reached the pinnacle of splendor. Throughout those designs, we continually try to express the noble beauty of the Korean empress, which is the main concept of our design. Okay, this year we also designed an essence bottle, which is inspired from the the ceramic from Baekje, and we brought white and blue color to express the innocence and purity of the empress. But the greatest specialty of this brand is the collaborations with various masters for the 10 years. They possesses the high artistic value for carrying particular skills used in the past, and we let them perform their traditional skills on our products by embodying the relic or masterpiece found in the past royal court. The latest collaboration was the luxury lacquerware case inlaid with mother of pearls with only 10 limited sets worldwide. This special case is inspired by the national guest gift that the royal family sincerely dedicated to national guests. In the beginning of this project, we tried to create the case as an artwork itself, having the greater value over time. Okay, the traditional mother of pearl lacquerware requires a very delicate technique. It was interesting to watch him decorating the case by inlating the shell of mother of pearl with various fascinating colors and vanishing lacquer over it for several times. The technique he showed us was mainly used for the furnitures in the past royal court. For our luxury case, we choose the red color. That was the color only used for royal furnitures, and designed it with two phoenix as a symbol of royal authority.
Really go.
Okay. In 2014, collaboration with a craftsman called Kim Gi-ho. He had the first title in gold plating. This technique is only used for decorating the royal dress of the king and the empress, and he has been initiated over 3 generations from his ancestors. We applied his work of Fioni gold plating for our limited edition of Korean Moon Festival. Same year, our brand became the first in sales of duty-free shops in Korea. And the other one.
Where to?
One more. Yeah, and this Moon Festival edition was also well released by foreign tourists. Okay, with those collaborations, we also have been conducted annual campaign to promote Korean culture. For the last 3 years, we designed logos for our packaging with different concepts that represent the Korean heritage, palace, and the empress. This year, we released the fall season edition that is designed with 4 different flowers bloomed in the royal garden. So this edition is the one that we showed. So as I introduced you today, designs of the history of who delivered high aesthetic value of Korean royal culture, and we think it's worth more than just providing a product. We will continually try to step forward to a global brand, informing the Korean beauty worldwide. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Just a little conclusion for ALL4PACK.
There are many reasons why K-beauty is so successful. I think the design of K-beauty products are unique, fast trend, and collectible. So design is very important for customer nowadays. So I get inspiration from current Korean women's fashion style. So that reflects trend. So I reinterpret them into Korean culture, representing textures and details of processing method after as making art pieces. Those kinds of efforts has made K-beauty became so successful and brought into a new big wave in overheated premium cosmetic market. Since the ancient time, Korean women believed gracefulness as danaham, which means purity, softness, and innocent looking of skin in Korean. These days, Korean women became the center of consumption, and they're not too exaggerate and not too strong style. Those appeals to the other Asian women and also to the world. I'm so rewarding and proud to be an expert K-beauty designer who can introduce this excellence of Korean culture throughout designing cosmetic products.
Thanks
you.
a lot. So, Sylvie, maintenant, va nous parler de la façon.
Sylvie now is going to tell us about how she worked for the group Amore and how she developed the product range.
J'ai juste une petite mise au point à faire avec ma voisine.
Just my neighbor Jeanne and myself don't know which camera we're supposed to look at. So would you kindly tell me where I should, in which direction I should? Probably not the same one. Finding it difficult. Okay. I have to look behind me, says the speaker. No. Okay, all set. Well, thank you very much for inviting me to this beautiful panel. And sorry if I sound like a tourist. I don't have a specific and tailor-made beautiful presentation like our Korean friends, but I would like to introduce myself. My name is Sylvie de Frange. I've been working for the group Amore Pacific for 25 years now. And I'm lucky enough to be working on a beautiful brand called Etude House, which is a brand that draws its inspiration from Marie Antoinette's universe.
Je recommence pas à zéro, hein?
Non.
D'accord.
Non,
Donc,
As I was saying, this beautiful brand draws its inspiration from the universe of the Queen Marie Antoinette. And that's probably why I've been working on this universe and on the brand's universe. I'm familiar with that universe because it's a very feminine universe, so very rich, very boudoir-like, inspired, very baroque. And with Etude House, we've been deriving our inspiration from all of these elements of information, and this in consistency with their general beauty codes. We use their codes and combine them with the universe of Marie Antoinette to create something that is specific to Etude House. The packagings are relatively sophisticated. They're beautiful objects per se. They're more than just packaging. They're decorative objects once you've used the product. This is something you would want to keep that are full of history. And they cater to a young, feminine, sophisticated woman. And these products are there to convey the image, the codes. Then they are made to be decorative objects, and they speak for themselves. These are products that have a story to tell. They don't need to go along with much visual communication. They speak for themselves. And what's surprising is that the whole merchandising universe is developed as if it were a little castle, a princess's castle. So this is what I had to tell you about Amore Pacific. It's, of course, very pink, very cute, very kawaii, as the Japanese say. This is it's the type of inspiration that you can find in Europe as well. But the main advantage for our consumers, if I don't like to call them consumers, but what Koreans like is that when the product goes to all the way to express something about history. They stay with some object and something cute. So for me, it's a real pleasure to be able to tell you more about Marie Antoinette's universe and about Etudars. It's exotic in a way. Thank you, Sylvie. Thank you, Caroline, for having me as a speaker on this panel. Well, as you know, Korean cosmetics are very successful in France and have sold very well in France for the past years. We have BB creams and other types of creams. And for the past 2 years, we've seen a real boost of cushion creams. What are these cushion creams? Well, it's like liquid foundation or packaged as if it were compact powder. This is our newborn. This is a brand that has just been taken on by Monoprix, not Sephora, Monoprix. It's called Mireille. It's a brand new brand that has just been launched last year in France. And it's a Franco-Korean brand. We have in cushion creams an air cushion, and underneath that a fluid foundation. This is quite a technological prowess to create such a packaging for liquid foundation under a cushion. So to apply it, you only need to press down with a powder puff, and the texture is going to be imbued in the little puff, and then you can apply it to your hand, for example, as a tester, just by dabbing ever so lightly on the skin. And this is a highly covering type of foundation. It's available in different shades, of course, and it gives you a perfect finish. It is long-lasting. It lasts all day long. It has a sun protection factor of 50, and it has had a great appeal with our consumers. The packaging, this is the same type of packaging that is used in 2 other types of products that Jan brought along to show you. You also have the blush and the bronzer. Let me show you. This is a product with a smart packaging. It's 2-in-1 with a screw cap. There you go. I hope you can see. What we've got here is a system that is similar to the cushion one. You have a powder texture inside, and that you just dab, and the powder comes through the cushion and creates a shaded effect on the skin with golden highlighters. And for the blush is pearly. And all of this is to illustrate the general trend of contouring. There's quite a bit of technicity here, inventiveness and originality in these products and in the packaging. You no longer need the traditional brush. The cushion does the job. The cushion works as a brush, and it's an all-in-one product. And we have one last product that we would like to show you. It is a new texture we would like to tell you about. We all tested it beforehand, and you find it very original. Beautiful packaging, quite refined. The texture is very interesting, and this is something that has been launched as very specific. And Genesis is a brand that was marketed by doctors and scientists from Seoul University. What they want to do through the packaging to convey the scientific aspect, yet elegant aspect of the product. This is a brand that is available in beauty parlors for professionals like God Save the Slim in the 8th arrondissement of Paris, who were kind enough to lend me one of the products so that I could show it to you. So Snow Ode is a cleanser, a face cleanser. The specificity is that it's a gel that works into a foam, and the foam has little bubbles of oxygen that burst and that help the cleansing. A foaming gel with bubbles of oxygen that you apply to the face, and the bubbles pop. I don't know if the camera can capture this. You can see it's bubbling, and you can see that the foam is working up into a lather, and you can actually hear the bubbles that are going to lift all of the impurities. And this is one of the best sellers of the beauty parlor for theater actresses who wear very thick makeup and need to cleanse their faces. This is something you rinse off with water and gives you a nice clean feeling. What I suggest is that each one of you can come and take a closer look at the packagings, because we brought them. Oh, we forgot to mention one. There's one we forgot about. But people can come closer and look at the different packaging. This is eye patches. They're called eye cell with peptides, hyaluronic acid, and collagen. Now the jar doesn't look very new, but what is interesting here is the product. These are patches, eye patches.
Voilà, et là, c'est aussi tout un univers au niveau du pack.
You see, this is brand new. These are silicone. You can see the silicone in the patches. There are all sorts of patches that are made for all parts of the body and the face. These patches are made to place under the eyes to remove the swelling and the dark circles. And that's it. It's just what is interesting is the silicone. It's these are very efficient, and they're best sellers of the brand and of the beauty center. So I can only invite you to come and take a closer look. Thank you very much for listening to what we had to say. Sorry for being late. And we hope that you enjoyed traveling around with these beautiful products and packagings. Thank you.